she was alive.
The man shot and killed in his apartment, the shooter, an off-duty Dallas police officer.
Can't take it back.
Meet Amber Guyger, a Dallas police officer responsible for taking the life of 26-year-old Botham Jean. But what seems like an accident on the surface,
I'm holding the door open and I see the shadow way back there. And that's when I draw and I shoot 2 times.
is about to change into something that detectives believe may be racially charged, and that their fellow officer may not be as innocent as she pretends.
Text messages that some are describing as racially insensitive.
Outgoing message from the defendant: when MLK is dead, ... Oh, wait.
No, I can't change it. I can't.
Just before 10 p.m. on September 6, 2018, Dallas police were dispatched to an apartment complex following a 911 call.
I'm an off-duty officer. I thought it was in my apartment, and I shot a guy thinking it was my apartment. Yes, I thought it was my apartment.
The caller was 30-year-old Amber Guyger, an off-duty Dallas police officer who reported that she had shot someone. Officers arrived to find 26-year-old Botham Jean lying on the floor of his apartment, bleeding from a gunshot wound. Although Amber administered CPR on the spot, Botham would not survive his injuries as he was rushed to a nearby hospital. So what exactly happened between Amber and Botham that led to such a tragedy? At the scene, Amber repeatedly told officers that she thought she had entered her own apartment and mistook Botham for an intruder. On the surface, it may have looked like an off-duty police officer making a simple mistake. But after Botham's death, investigators reviewed Amber's phone, and what they found raised serious concerns. Multiple text messages revealed racially charged language and attitudes. In one exchange with fellow officer Rivera complained about working with black coworkers. "Damn, I was at this area with 5 different black officers. Not racist, but damn." Amber replied, "Not racist, but just have a different way of working, and it shows." In another group chat, Amber joked about Martin Luther King Jr. Day parades. When someone asked when the parade would end, she responded, "When MLK is dead. Oh, wait." And just 2 days before Botham was killed, Amber exchanged messages with a friend who had adopted a German Shepherd. When the friend joked that the dog was racist, Amber replied, "It's okay, I'm the same. I hate everything and everyone but y'all." Taken together, these messages painted a clear pattern for investigators looking into Botham's murder, one that went far beyond poor taste or dark humor. And every cop involved in this investigation had one question: was there a racial motive behind what happened to Botham? To find out, investigators escorted Amber to the police station for questioning, this time not as a colleague, but as a suspect.
How your day started yesterday? I guess on the 6th. We should do that, right? Okay. If you would just start for me.
I wake up every morning, usually at 5:30, take my dog for a walk, get done by 6 o'clock, start getting ready for work. 6:30, I'm usually done. So I get uniform on about 7:15-ish. I go to work. I live about 15 minutes away as a drive. Get to work about 7:30. Usually then we do a lot of intel with our group.
Okay.
So we try to work on a lot of the crimes. And so once we get once like our group and everybody gets once we get the intel, like stuff we're gonna work on for the day, we go out and we work on that. Yesterday, Martin, my partner, and I jump in the car about 8:30ish. So we've already looked at everything we're gonna try to do for the day. About 12:30ish, we learn we know we're gonna assist SWAT in a warrant. So at 1:10, it's when we head up to Central. That warrant lasts a while. We're trying to find these robbery suspects that have been going through Mesquite, Balch Springs, Channel 7, to our channel. It takes a while they were all 3 stuck up in the attic. We eventually get them all out, and Martin and we transport our prisoner up to Jack Evans. Our other guys on the team transport them all to Jack Evans to robbery unit. that's close to about 5:15-ish. So my partner at that point, like he has to go take care of some family stuff. And so it's me, Helen Gard, McPherson and Bruce were at headquarters. And once robberies and everybody gets done, the gang interviews the 3 suspects, we all take them down to go put them in. McPherson's the one who types the report, and at that point, after the interviews lasted hours. So about maybe 7:30, we're at Sterrett. McPherson's typing a report for 3 different arrestees. So about 8-ish, we're done. We go back to the station, unload our stuff. About 8:15 to 8:20, I probably put my body camera up, and I went back to the back. We all filled out our overtime cards. I did my computer work and did my activity for the day. About that time, it's 8:45. So from there, I leave, drive my home 15 minutes, and I use my key fob to get in the garage. It's about, I'll say about 9:10, 9:15, and I go up. It's a circle garage. I go up. I was 100% sure I parked on the 3rd floor. I was lucky. Like I got a front spot. Usually it's hard because I always carry my equipment. So it's like I didn't have to walk a long basement because that hallway I always walk down is so long. But, so I get out. I go down. I make left onto the hallway where my apartment's at. And I put the key fob in the door. And I don't even have to turn it. It's like the door's already cracked or something. So I push it, and I hear some movement around in the apartment. And so I automatically draw my gun, thinking somebody's in my apartment that doesn't belong there. I'm the only one that lives there. No one does. And so when I open it, I pull my gun. I still have my bags and everything. I pull my gun out, and I see a dark body, like a silhouette, just standing in the very back. It's dark inside. I can't see anything. And so I say, "Let me see your hands." The person keeps moving around. I can't see where his hands are going. And so at that point, I feel like, you're going to kill me. Obviously, you're in my apartment. I feel like you don't belong there, so you see me, you're going to be spooked and be like, "Shit, I got caught." And so I feel like you're going to kill me, and I know you're going to kill me. And then at that point, he's moving, and he somehow ends up more towards the front of the or like the front portion of the counter, I guess, kind of closer from where he was. And to me, you're advancing at me. I don't know what the hell you're like. Freaking probably you're going to kill me. And so I shoot 2 times.
According to Amber, she mistakenly entered Botham Jean's apartment believing it was her own. When she saw a figure inside move toward her, she says she fired her weapon twice in self-defense, but the physical evidence doesn't support that version of events. Forensic analysis showed the bullet entered just above the left side of Botham's chest and traveled downward through his chest, piercing his lung and heart before lodging itself near his lower spine. That downward trajectory suggests Botham was seated, getting up from a seated position or crouched, not standing upright and advancing toward her as Amber claimed. So if Botham wasn't moving toward her the way she described, it forces investigators to re-examine the entire encounter, starting with how Amber entered an apartment that wasn't hers in the first place.
I walk in, and I'm still at gunpoint. I still have my gun out. And it's at that point when I get to the middle, I guess, the counter top, I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, it's not my home. I still have my gun out. I walk up, I look at him, and I'm like, I holster up, and I call 911. And I let them know, whenever I call 911, I know I first said, I need EMS. And they're like, what happened? I was like, I need police. I was like, pretty much I need everybody. They asked me, what apartment number are you? And I was on my knees trying to assist the guy. I was trying to do CPR on him with one hand. I was on the phone with 911. So I walked back outside because I was like, I live at, and so I couldn't even get my numbers, like the actual physical address. I've lived there less than 2 months. I just moved there. So, and then at that point, once the other officers arrive, I hear them in the hallway trying to find me. So I step outside, and first officer I see, he rounds the corner on, I guess, on the east side of the building, whatever side they came on. And I tell him he's in there. And I was like, I let them know he's shot somewhere over in here. That's all I can remember. And then they took me away.
After turning on the lights, Amber realized she was in the wrong apartment, but even then, her focus remained on herself. On the 911 call, she repeatedly said, "I thought it was my apartment," and expressed concern about losing her job, rather than the fact that she had just shot an unarmed man inside his own home.
So, what was your shift that day?
Usually work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
8 a.m. to 4 p.m.?
During that, I know 2 days, Monday, I can't tell you if it was Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I've gotten overtime almost every single day this week.
Okay. How many hours is overtime each day?
It varies.
Okay.
Last night was 5.5. The other Labor Day was 4 something. Because I was stuck at the hospital all night, and I still had to go to jail and type the report. And then there was another day, I can't remember what day it was.
So if you worked 5.5 hours overtime last night, then you probably got off around 9:30. Would that be about right?
9:4. I dropped my whatever my time card. I can't even remember what my time card says.
But you said you got home between 9 and 10. Are you?
Yeah,
9,
I did an
9,
8:45. I believe is when I did my time card.
Okay, all right.
And my sergeant has that.
Okay. Do you remember when your last off day was?
Saturday, because I work an extra job on Sundays.
So about 6 days ago?
Yeah.
Almost a week ago. Okay. How many days had you worked prior to that? Do you remember?
Every day. I don't usually take off unless something's going on.
Okay. So do you remember when your last off day was before this past Saturday?
No. Like my physical days off are Saturdays, Sundays, but
Okay.
Sundays I work the church, so
Okay.
technically I only have Saturdays as the only day off.
Okay. Who's your partner?
Martin Rivera.
And you said the unit that you're in. What unit is that?
It's crime reduction team.
Tell me about that.
We work along with our deployment guys. They're usually covert. We go around. We usually deal with a lot of the drug complaints in the area. I guess wanted fugitives. So, like for instance, this deal with robberies we've been trying to work with for the past freaking month. They've been usually going after Hispanic families, and so they finally got a ping on this house at 1709 LC Fahagans, and we've just been trying to stay in that area and just trying to find out who these guys are, because there's more than 8. We only got 5 of them.
So would you describe your unit as more of a proactive unit?
It's more we do our own work. We actually try to create work and research, like try to go into our TLO system and find out who the owner of that is connected.
Okay.
You have to generate your own activity. It's not easy.
Do you guys respond to calls still?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you dispatched to calls, or you just respond to them if you're in the area?
We're just if we want to go take it, we'll take it. But sometimes I'll just, if it's the calls in there, I'll say, hey, I'm like right near this call. I'll just put it in my box. I'll take care of it.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
and if it's a shooting call or a burglary, stabbing, definitely we try to go to it.
Okay. What is your area of responsibility? Your beat, I guess.
Well, we kind of work all over Southeast.
Southeast Division.
Yes. Because usually a lot of our complaints or the houses we're watching are just all throughout the area.
Okay.
Rivera was Amber's patrol partner, and someone she had a sexual relationship with even though he was married at the time. On the night of the murder, Amber was on a 6-minute call with Rivera, which ended just moments before she shot Botham.
So how many ways are there to get from where you park to your apartment? Or is there more than one route?
Routes?
Yes, ma'am.
To go home and to, or like going.
Like you park your car?
I park my car. I go south on Lamar.
No. Like you mean
At home.
once you park it in the garage?
In the garage at home to go into your apartment from the parking garage.
I always just go in that middle, just because it's easier. Like I always have my stuff with me. It's just a shorter route to go straight down that hallway.
Okay.
Unless I get home late, and then of course you have to walk the heck around. But if you're home late, everybody's parked on the 5th floor. That's the top, so you know you're on the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only obvious. You know you're on the 5th or you're on the 1st. Are the only different floors that look different. Every floor looks the same.
Okay. Or is there assigned parking or anything, or you just take
You
what's
just park
there?
wherever.
Okay. Where'd you park?
I parked right in front of the door, kind of, because I was excited about getting a close spot.
What do you drive?
Dodge Ram 2014,
What color?
white.
He says 4 doors, or
2 doors.
2 doors? Okay. So you get home between 9:10 and 9:15. And you said you were carrying your gear with you. What is that?
In my left hand, I had my heavy vest, my lunchbox. How many my lunchbox? My duty bag.
Okay.
I walked down the hall, take my left, put my key in. The door, I don't even have to turn it. The door looks open. I hear somebody. I see a silhouette. It's far and back. I say, "Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand." He doesn't do anything. Usually the typical person does this.
Mm-hmm.
They comply. And he did start aggressive. He started going, hey. And to me, you're yelling at me like, "Oh, you're about to kill me. You're about to do something."
What made you fearful? I understand that,
There's
this is
in my home. There's an intruder.
Mm-hmm.
You're not listening to me. You're moving around. You're in the back towards the window, and then you advance towards like the front near the counter. So I still can't see your hands. You're not listening to me. You're gonna kill me. And their reaction, if you get caught, "Oh hell, I'm getting out. You're the one that's gonna be out of luck, I guess. Like I would have been the one that would have died. And I thought he was gonna kill me. I really did.
When you were walking down the hall to this door, did you hear anything? Did you see anybody?
Mm-mm. There was no one. It was quiet.
Okay. When you were putting your key fob in, did you hear anything?
When I put it, it makes like an odd, because I don't know how to explain the key. I'm sure y'all seen the key already, but it's like an electric magnetic key.
Mm-hmm.
And it always, my floor, everybody's floor, everybody has problems with their keys. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes your light flashes red, so then you have to put it in. You have to put the key in all the time, take the key out, put it in again, and see if it works.
Have you ever discussed that problem with other neighbors?
No, I don't talk to anybody.
Okay.
I mean, the neighbor to my right, I'll see him sometimes on my patio. Nice guy, but no, I don't talk to anybody. I go home, go to sleep, go to the gym.
Have you ever gone to, I guess there's management there, and let them know, hey, my key's jacked up or anything?
I did once because my key fob, I couldn't get into my own gate. And
Okay.
so they're like, "Oh yeah, the strip or something's wrong with this." Like, okay. I just moved here and I can't get into my own residence, so
Right.
It sucks.
And is that the same key fob as what you used yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the remedy for that?
So,
How did they fix that?
I guess they just I don't know how they do with their keychains or their key fobs. I don't know. They took it to the back. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay. Who was that you spoke with when you went there?
She was an older lady. Usually Sabrina's the only one down there.
Okay.
So
Do you know
there was-
Sabrina's last name?
No.
Okay. So you get to the front door. When you open the door, did you visually see that the door wasn't latched?
I honestly just put it in. I didn't even, usually I'm like, oh, it's slightly ajar. You can tell it's open a little bit, it's slightly ajar. And so that's when I push it in the key more, like to the door opens a little bit, and I'm like, someone's in here. I hear moving around. And so I automatically draw my weapon.
Okay. So the fob is actually part of the door, not part of the door frame, is that correct? Where you insert the key fob?
Yeah,
That's in the door?
That's in the door, yeah.
Okay, not in the frame. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, when you're putting it in, I guess at the same time the door's starting to move?
Yes, that's what I mean, like it's pushed up, like it's being pushed open.
Gotcha.
So
did you hear anything at that point?
that's when I hear moving around.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, someone's going through my stuff, or I don't know what he's doing. And so I was scared. I thought I was gonna die. I don't know what else.
Investigators later examined the apartment door and discovered it had a faulty latch. The strike plate was misaligned, meaning the door would not fully latch unless it was pulled shut with force. Texas Ranger David Armstrong later demonstrated that under similar conditions, the door could remain slightly open without the occupant realizing it, especially if it wasn't closed all the way. Which would explain why, when Amber inserted her key into the fob, even though it didn't match, the door was pushed open.
Can you describe what that movement sounded like?
Like shuffling. Like shuffling's around, walking around. And when I open the door fully, there's someone standing in the very back, and I just see a silhouette. It's big, so that's what I can get out. I couldn't tell you what the person was wearing. I couldn't.
Okay. And you said it was dark in there, is that correct?
It was dark.
Okay.
I turned on the lights whenever I walked back up to the front because I can't see shit. I can't see where he's hit.
Okay.
So that's when I turned on the lights, and then went back over there, sat on my knees, was on the phone with 911, and then I hear the officers coming. Felt like forever, but I told them I'm over here.
Okay. How far did you get into the apartment before you gave verbal commands?
I was at the doorway still.
Okay.
So
were you in it or still outside?
No, I was still. I guess the door frame.
You can demonstrate however you need to.
I don't know what you want.
Well, if I'm the door frame, so, and then the apartment goes this way.
Okay, so I'm literally like this, like still on the metal portion part.
Okay.
And I'm holding the door. Well, through the door frame, I'm holding the door open, and I see the shadow way back there, and that's when I draw. And I'm not trying to point at you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. Do what you need to do.
So I draw. I said, "Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands." He was way back there. He ended up towards the armrest of the couch, closest to the kitchen, and I shoot 2 times. I'm thinking because he's moving around so much, he's not listening. People, when they say, "Let me see your hands," they're going to stop what they're doing. They're not going to continue moving. So,
in your experience, has that been the case usually?
like
outside of this, when you've commanded somebody to
they usually comply, or if they take off running, go run after them.
Okay.
Botham likely would have complied if Amber had given any verbal commands. Contrary to her account, the resident living directly across from Botham stated that while he heard 2 people encounter each other, followed almost immediately by 2 gunshots, she never heard Amber issue commands or identify herself as a police officer. Several other neighbors backed this up, which raises an obvious question. If you're truly facing a deadly threat, why skip the one thing police are trained to do, using their voice and only utilizing lethal force as a last resort? Instead of calling for backup, instead of announcing herself, instead of giving commands, Amber decided to shoot in the dark, which is the furthest thing from standard police procedure.
Was he walking towards you?
He was in the back of, like, towards the patio door, and he ended up more towards the front of and that's, I guess, when all he was moving around, and I was telling him, I was like, "Let me see your hands," and he was not giving me his hands.
Okay.
And it's pitch black. I feel like you're gonna freaking pull something out and you're gonna kill me.
What else how dark do you think it was?
There was a TV on, I want to say, maybe, and that's it.
Okay.
I knew where the light switches were because they mirror the same light switches in my apartment.
Okay. And I guess, is that how you were able to see the silhouette because of the ambient light from the TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And does light come in through the patio door too?
I didn't see any of that.
Okay.
There was that TV.
What is the pistol you had?
It's a 9mm. Smith, or what the hell are we? 6R. 9mm.
Do you know if it's a 226 or?
It's a 226.
226. Okay. When you opened the door, you told me what you saw, what you heard, and what you did. Did you smell anything when you were there?
I don't remember. I smelled the gunpowder.
Okay.
So the halls smell like the guy across the way from me smokes a lot.
Okay. And did this particular hallway smell like?
Yeah, they always smell like nothing new.
Okay.
Everybody knows that.
Okay. So after you shoot, you said twice?
Yes.
Okay. You were holstered up and walk me through that from there.
After I shoot, I still have my gun out. I walk midway to the countertop island, and I see he's down. So I get on my knees and holster up, calling 911, trying to do compressions and stay on the phone with 911. I'm telling him, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was like, hey, bud, stay with me. I told him, but I got to the point. I thought it was my apartment. It was my apartment. And I told him, and I came to the operator. I didn't know what apartment number. I had to walk outside. And I walked back in and continued trying. And I'm sorry. I wasn't trying. I just wanted to go home that night. I just wanted to go home. I wanted to pick up my dog today. That's all I wanted to do. It was somebody in my apartment. I thought it was. I told him I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was trying to stay calm to the operator. I was trying. He was gonna kill me. That when I was standing in that door, it was my apartment. It was mine, and I don't know if you would say it was your.
All right, breath.
You take a break?
I just want her to take a breath. I think she's already responded to whatever gas lasts, so just take a break. Take a breath.
It's all right. It's all right, Amber. Just wait. He'll ask the next question. Okay.
You holstered up and you started doing CPR, is that right? Or some kind of first aid? Walk me through that.
I get down on my knees with my left hand. I'm trying to call that one. I'm just, that's hard. He's a bigger guy, so it's one hand. It's hard. And wait. I'm sorry.
So just describe how you were trying to administer CPR.
Someone's on the ground. I don't. You want me to demonstrate how I was on my knees?
Explain. Just try to explain it best you
Just
can.
explain to show you're doing the hand movements.
His head's right here, and I'm just pushing down on his chest. And still, I'm currently not one. I can tell I know he's hit right here. I don't know if he's hit anywhere else. I couldn't see. And so.
And how did you know he was sitting right there?
Well, I didn't know until I turned on the lights.
Okay. And can you describe him after you turn on the lights?
I couldn't tell you what he was wearing, nothing.
Okay. Did he say anything when you were working on him?
No.
Okay. Was he breathing?
He was breathing.
Okay.
And I kept telling him to stay with me.
Have you ever been through an incident before, either on duty or off duty, where you felt like your life was in danger?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you describe one of those instances, or however many you feel free to?
On duty, we work in Pleasant Grove. I think that I've been involved in a deal where a guy took my taser, got into a fight with him. He did what I had to do. I shot him.
On May 12, 2017, more than a year before Botham was killed, Amber was involved in another on-duty shooting. She responded to assist officers searching for a suspect named Omarion DeRosa, who had allegedly taken a taser from an officer during an encounter. DeRosa fled on foot and repeatedly ignored verbal commands to stop. Guyger was one of the officers who caught up with him. During the struggle, she claimed DeRosa attempted to grab her taser, and she responded by shooting him once in the abdomen. DeRosa survived and was later charged with multiple offenses. Internal reviews concluded Guyger acted within department policy, and she faced no disciplinary action. But context matters here, because DeRosa was a Hispanic man, and Botham Jean was a black man. Now, detectives need to figure out whether there was a racial motive in that previous incident as well.
Can you detail that for me a little bit?
Yeah, one of our deployment guys, Bacon, said there was a wanted individual, felony warrant. Get behind the car. Long story short, there's 3 people in there. The guy in the back seat is the one that he ends up having Mandel. He's selling out the car. We're not there for him. We're there for the female. We never got a chance to identify her because he started moving around in the back seat with this box. So I asked him, I was like, hey, you're reaching for us. No, it's not cool on the traffic stop. Or on the market we were at. So my partner gets him out. He pats him down. As soon as he starts patting down, he just starts reaching to his pocket again. And so I was like, I still got 2 people. Okay, so we get into a scuffle with him.
Your reaction to him reaching into his pocket is to try and go hands-on.
Yeah, we're just doing a pat down at this point now, because now our level of fear has gone up. You have something on you. You're making me uncomfortable. You're obviously up to something. I mean, his body language, him not complying with Martin's commands. So once he starts pulling away from Martin, I notice that. I go over there, and that fight was on, and I tell him, I was like, I'm pulling out my taser, I'm tasing him, and he takes my taser because we're up close fighting, and we get up on the ground, taser is in his hands, and I shoot him. You have the intentions of hurting me, a partner. You're not going to take our weapons.
When you say Mandel, are you talking about
manufactured delivery? Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Describe that suspect for me.
He was a Hispanic male. He had, I don't know what he was wearing that day. Heavy set, tall. He had a big belly. I don't know, that's all I can say about him. I mean, in his 30s, late 30s.
Okay. Is that the only physical confrontation you've been in?
Or have you been in a lot over the years?
I've been over years. I can't tell you verbatim each one.
Okay. What was the outcome of that confrontation? Did that guy live?
Yeah, he lived.
Okay. Do you know where he is right now?
I think he's in prison.
Okay.
For 2 more years.
What other incidents can you think of similar to something like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's like aggressive ones where I don't.
Yeah, physical confrontations or ones where you felt threatened or you were threatened, like this last guy you just talked about?
I don't know. I can't think of any. I would.
Those are the two that stand out to you, though?
Yeah. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, I've been punched on the call before.
When was that?
That was about 3 years ago. I go to a call. It's at Creekside Villas Apartments, and it's right down the station. So I was nearby. It was a family violence call. Guy driving around, shooting a gun in the air in his, I can't remember what kind of car it was, Caprice, I don't know. I'm waiting for my cover because it's the guy's shooting, and apparently these two are a couple, they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm waiting for my cover, from a distance you can see like people going, like a group of these people going into like this parking lot area. And I'm like, oh, crap, this is part of it. And I see this guy with a bat walking over to them, and I'm like, I have to do something. You have to prevent somebody from getting hurt. And so female is beating up the male. Eventually my cover gets there, but I pull her off, and as soon as I do that, he slugs at me. Because he goes, basically, don't touch her or whatever. I'm like, and there was a pistol laying in the floorboard of that car. So.
Okay. Did he threaten you at all or anything like that?
And he just punched me because he was pissed off at me.
What was the outcome of that?
I honestly don't know. I don't know whatever happened.
Going back to yesterday, did anything out of the ordinary happen during your shift or when you got up or on your way home or anything?
No. It's just a normal day. Got overtime.
A normal day where you, like, for you, might not be a normal day for normal people, but a normal day for you is working overtime and arresting aggravated robbery suspects who are hiding in an attic, and that's a normal day for you. But
We work around that type of stuff. We all know how each other work. We are very close. We've all worked together for 2 years, so.
You take any medication for anything?
No.
Okay. How were you feeling health-wise yesterday?
Good. I wanted to go to the gym after I got off. I was supposed to be off today.
Is that something you usually do after your shift?
Yeah, I always go home when my dog, go walk him. About 6 o'clock, go to the gym.
And why do you do that? What's your purpose for going to the gym?
I love the gym. I love trying to stay fit. So it makes me happy.
Describe your apartment for me, like your kitchen.
It's starting from, I guess, right, there's a steel fridge. From there, it's granite countertops, like speckled with dark cherry wood with silver handles. I have a coffee maker, I guess food and stuff laying here and there. Stuff on the front counter. The sink. So the oven's to the right. I mean, do you want to know?
Whatever, as much as you can. As much as you can recall.
There's, I don't know how it is, like, stuff on my countertop, I don't know, but I mean, just the layout of the kitchen is median, it's a low top median sink, it goes turn at an angle, a little more countertop, oven, a little more countertop, angles again, goes to the fridge, which is nearest to the door. There's a wall that separates that.
Okay. Can you describe the guy you encountered? Can you describe his apartment?
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Same layout. The lights are in the same place. The whole thing is the exact same layout.
Okay. Are your floors the same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The countertops are the same, you said? Okay.
The hallway might have looked or smelt the same, but besides the apartment number, there was one very obvious sign that the apartment never belonged to her. Botham had a bright red mat right in front of his front door, which Amber never did.
At what point did you realize that wasn't your apartment?
When I got midway to that median that's in the kitchen, I guess. How would I
So you had fired 2 rounds.
fired 2 rounds at the doorway.
You were
I
approaching.
advance up to that median that pokes out, and I'm looking. I'm like, that's not my couch. I was like, that's not my TV. And I know I gotta take care of this guy. I still gotta render aid to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until you got even with the kitchen counter, the counter that separates the kitchen from the living room.
Could you see any light from anywhere else before you turned on the lights? Besides the TV?
No.
Okay. How did you feel after, I guess, the scene settled a little bit? Describe that for me.
Because I was confused. I'm like, in my head, like that was my apartment.
Describe that for me. Like, you say confused.
Like just, I guess the feeling of like, is this really happening to me? Like, is this happening? Like, I wasn't expecting to go home. I wasn't expecting that outcome. I mean, I know I can't change it. I can't. And I guess by confused, I just mean I don't know how to. I didn't know how to feel, and I guess my reaction was like, just try to stay calm for the moment because I didn't want people out there just like, oh, everybody's freaking out.
Yeah.
I was just trying to keep myself calm and not trying to worry myself.
Do you feel like there's anything you could have done differently to identify that that was your apartment, or it wasn't before you got in there?
No, because I'm comfortable going home. Like I do it, come home.
Okay. So is it fair to say it's just a routine that you're in?
Yeah, it's like brushing your teeth. You wake up, brush your teeth, go to the bathroom. So it's just routine, I guess.
Amber Guyger was convicted of murder on October 1st, 2019. The jury sentenced her to 10 years in prison on October 2nd, 2019. She will be eligible for parole after serving 5 years, meaning she could be released as early as September 2024. Our thoughts go out to Botham's family, friends, and all those affected by his loss. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.